Ever wonder how the murky world of political funding works? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into the complex issue of electoral bonds. Recently, a significant event unfolded as government sources suggested that bank rules may impede the revelation of information about electoral bonds. Now, what does this mean, and why should it matter to us? Let's unfold the story. Electoral bonds, to put it simply, are interest-free banking instruments used to donate money anonymously to political parties. These bonds are issued by the State Bank of India and can be purchased by any Indian citizen or company. The identity of the donor is known only to the bank, ensuring anonymity. But here's where the plot thickens. Government sources have recently indicated that bank rules might obstruct the public revelation of information about these bonds. The argument is that the rules and regulations that govern banks, specifically the State Bank of India in this case, may prevent them from disclosing details of the purchasers of these bonds. This raises a few critical questions. How transparent is the system of electoral bonds? And to what extent does this opacity affect the democratic process? The electoral bond scheme was introduced with the purpose of bringing transparency and accountability in political funding. However, critics argue that it has only made the process more opaque. With the recent revelation about the potential barrier bank rules may pose to transparency, these criticisms are gaining more weight. The situation is a convoluted one, with multiple facets to consider. It's not just about the laws governing banks or the specifics of electoral bonds. It's about the broader implications these bonds have on the democratic process, the very process that shapes the policy, legislation, and leadership of our nation. To sum up, the recent reports suggest that bank rules may hinder revealing information about electoral bonds, sparking a debate on the transparency of political funding. The issue of electoral bonds, initially introduced to increase transparency, now seems to be caught in a web of opacity. The question remains, will this situation prompt a re-evaluation of the electoral bond scheme, or will it continue to operate under the veil of anonymity? This is a story that's far from over, and it's one we will continue to watch closely. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about political funding, it's about the health and integrity of our democracy.